Softly, let us drift into a world where the divine whispers through time. Beneath the glow of the moon, ancient women walked sacred paths, their lives intertwined with rituals, symbols and mysteries that still hum quietly in the wind. Tonight, we will wander with them, feeling the gentle touch of their wisdom and the calming rhythm of their devotion. In these stories, there is no rush. The stars watch over us, and the night air carries the soft scent of incense and the distant echo of sacred chants. Each symbol, each gesture, each story is a quiet invitation to rest, to let go, and to soothe your soul as you drift towards sleep. Let us follow the gentle flow of their traditions, tracing circles of light and shadow and discovering the soft, divine energy that guided their hearts. Tonight, their quiet power becomes yours to feel, slowly, tenderly, as your eyes grow heavy and your mind finds peace. If these stories calm your spirit, leave a gentle note in the comments, sharing where you're listening from. And if this journey helps your dreams unfold, subscribe to wander with us through more nights of peaceful stories. Soft shadows stretch across the quiet stone halls. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint scent of incense, a gentle warmth from flickering candlelight. Outside, the sky rests in a slow twilight hush, where the first stars begin to shimmer like soft whispers in the dark. You float along a path lined with ancient stones, each one worn smooth by years of footsteps that came before. The temple is hidden from the world, tucked within a valley where only the wind seems to know its presence. Inside, the veiled priestesses move with a quiet grace. Their veils ripple softly with each step, catching the faint light and creating gentle patterns on the polished floors. There is no hurry here. Each gesture, each motion is measured like the slow turning of a river, flowing without force, without rush. They lift small cups of water, letting it flow into stone basins, the sound soft and soothing, a tiny echo that drifts upward like a prayer. Candlelight flickers against carved walls, illuminating symbols of divine women, their forms etched into stone with tender care. You can almost feel the patience in the carvings, the devotion held in every line. The priestesses trace these symbols with gentle fingers, whispering names that feel like melodies more than words. Their voices rise and fall like soft waves, filling the room with a calm rhythm that matches the steady beat of your own heart. A cool draft stirs the veils, brushing lightly against your skin. You hear the faint splash of water as it falls from one basin to another. The sound is soft, soothing like a lullaby carried on the wind. The priestesses chant slowly, a song of flowing rivers and quiet mountains, of the sun's gentle warmth and the moon's tender light. Each note is a drop of calm, settling into the spaces between your thoughts, smoothing the edges of the day away. The veils are delicate, translucent, carrying the color of twilight skies. They hide not faces, but the quiet power of the priestesses' hearts. Behind them is a presence that does not demand attention, yet fills the room with gentle light. You feel it brushing past you, not like wind, but like a soft embrace. Here, devotion is movement. Here, prayer is a whisper, and each whisper becomes a current, flowing through stone corridors beneath candle flames. Into your own resting mind, you drift closer to the central hall, where a small pool of water rests like liquid glass. The priestesses kneel around it, placing their hands gently upon its surface. Tiny ripples spread outward, reflecting the candlelight in slow, wavering patterns. They murmur blessings to the water, offering their quiet hearts to the spirits of the temple. The water seems to listen, moving in gentle circles, echoing the softness of their voices, the tenderness of their intentions. Outside the hall, a breeze stirs the leaves of ancient trees. It carries the smell of wet earth and soft flowers. The temple itself seems alive, breathing slowly in the calm twilight. You can feel its rhythm, a gentle pulse like the ebb of a distant tide. The priestesses move within this rhythm, each step, each gesture, a quiet note in the symphony of peace. You watch as one of them lifts a small vessel of oil, pouring it carefully into a lamp. The flame ignites, golden and warm, flickering like a heartbeat. The light stretches across the walls, dancing over carved figures of women who once guided rivers, tended fields, and whispered prayers to the stars. The room glows with gentle reverence, soft shadows stretching into every corner, filling spaces where thoughts might linger with the quiet presence of devotion. The chants continue, low and melodic. They do not demand your focus, Instead, they carry your mind along a gentle current. You feel yourself drifting, each breath matching the slow cadence of the priestess's rhythm. The veil of night outside the temple deepens, but here, within the walls of sacred stone, the world feels tender and safe. The soft murmurs of prayer weave through your awareness like a warm blanket, wrapping every restless thought in stillness. You notice small symbols etched along the steps and walls, circles, spirals, and flowing lines. They represent the cycles of water, of life, of spirit. The priestesses move among them, tracing each with quiet reverence. Their gestures are slow, careful, as if touching the air itself could carry their devotion outward. You float with them, feeling the symbolism settle gently in your mind, softening edges, bringing calm to spaces you had not noticed were restless. A faint sound of distant drums begins, almost imperceptible. They echo like a heartbeat beneath the songs of the temple. Each soft beat is steady, slow, a reminder of the unchanging flow of life. The priestesses pause, hands lifted, eyes lowered, letting the sound mingle with their chants. It is neither loud nor urgent. It is a gentle pulse, grounding, steadying, as though the temple itself is breathing in harmony with your own body. You walk slowly through an arched doorway, where the floor is lined with sand. Each grain reflects the candlelight, tiny sparks that seem alive. The priestesses kneel, drawing symbols with gentle fingers. Spirals, waves, circles of devotion. You watch as the patterns take shape, flowing and delicate, then fade into the sand, leaving only a memory of touch. The ritual is quiet, patient, like the passing of soft clouds across the sky. A cool mist rises from the pool, curling through the air in delicate tendrils. The priestesses bend toward it, whispering blessings that mingle with the vapor. The mist moves slowly, carrying their prayers across the temple. You follow it, letting it curl around your mind, softening each thought, quieting the restless places. Each inhalation draws calm. Each exhalation releases tension. You are moving in rhythm with the temple, with the gentle presence of these women who have dedicated their lives to quiet devotion. Outside, the first full star glows brightly, a point of stillness in the dark sky. The priestesses lift their heads briefly to see it, a shared acknowledgement of the vastness beyond the temple walls. Then they return to their work, their veils rippling softly as they move. You feel the gentle pull of their calm, the way it reaches to you, unspoken but present. It is a quiet strength that does not need to announce itself. It simply exists, and in its existence, it soothes everything around it. The water in the pool reflects both the candlelight and the star above. Tiny ripples shimmer, like silver threads weaving through shadow. The priestesses continue their chants, soft and undemanding, as if the sound itself is a gift to the night. You breathe with the rhythm, inhaling peace, exhaling worry. Your eyelids feel heavy, your mind softening with each gentle wave of sound. Time stretches slowly, unmeasured. Every moment is a soft note, every breath a small prayer of calm. The veiled priestesses do not hurry. They move as though the world itself is holding its breath, allowing every gesture, every word to ripple outward, touching unseen hearts. You feel yourself touched by the same calm, the stillness of stone, the warmth of candlelight, the quiet strength of devotion, all mingle with your own spirit, inviting it to rest. As the last light of candle flame flickers, the priestesses kneel and lower their heads. The room grows quieter, the chants fading like waves returning to a calm shore. Only the soft ripple of water remains, mingling with the distant whisper of wind through the trees. You float among these sounds, feeling the gentle pull of sleep beginning to guide you. Let us drift onward with the memory of veiled priestesses, their devotion flowing like a quiet river through the night. Let the candlelight and starry sky mingle in your dreams, carrying whispers of ancient prayers. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the temple breathes in quiet rhythm, cradling you softly, tenderly, in the gentle embrace of the sacred night. The night opens softly around you, a deep blanket of blue and silver. The moon hangs low, casting a gentle light that slips through the leaves and brushes the earth like a tender hand. You float along a quiet path, where soft winds carry the scent of jasmine and dew. The world feels still, as if it is listening, holding its breath for something delicate and serene. In a clearing beneath ancient trees, a circle forms. The ground is soft, covered in moss and fallen leaves that whisper underfoot. Here, the women of old gather, their forms lit by the gentle glow of the moon. Veils and flowing robes shift slowly with their movements, catching moonlight in soft folds. Each breath they take seems to mingle with the quiet air, a calm rhythm that spreads through the clearing. They move together, slowly, deliberately. Their gestures are not hurried, but expansive, like the turning of the seasons or the rise and fall of the tide. Hands reach toward the sky, tracing invisible spirals. Feet step lightly upon the earth, grounding their presence while honoring the world beneath them. Every motion reflects harmony, a language of devotion written in the body rather than spoken aloud. The circle itself seems to pulse with life. It is more than a space. It is a quiet current, a gathering of energy shaped by intention. You drift along its edge, feeling the gentle pull of the movements, the way the women's motions draw the rhythm of the earth into the night air. Each step mirrors the soft swells of rivers, the slow bending of trees, the whisper of grass in the wind. A distant drum begins, soft and steady, like the heartbeat of the forest. Its sound is round and deep, mingling with the rustle of leaves and the soft shuffle of bare feet upon moss. The women move in harmony with this gentle pulse, their bodies tracing patterns that have existed for generations. Circles within circles, spirals folding into themselves, echoing the cycles of life, of moonlight, of growth and rest. You watch as one woman kneels, her hands forming delicate patterns in the dirt. Tiny symbols of the earth, water, and sky appear beneath her fingers. She lifts her gaze to the moon, and the light seems to linger on her face, softening the edges of shadow. The circle moves around her, responding to her gestures, as if the world itself bends gently to the rhythm of their devotion. Soft laughter, like the chime of wind through branches, floats through the clearing. It is not loud or demanding, only a tender ripple of joy, a celebration of presence, of being fully awake to the night. You feel it brush against your mind, a lightness that coaxes the edges of worry to fold inward, leaving only peace. The women's movements continue, flowing outward and back. A quiet conversation with the earth, the sky, and in the soft silver moon above. The moonlight shifts, casting long, delicate shadows across the ground. The women trace these shadows with their hands and feet, weaving them into the spirals of their dance. It is a conversation of light and dark, of visible and hidden, a reminder that the cycles of the earth reflect the cycles within every soul. You feel yourself breathing with these cycles, inhaling calm, exhaling any lingering tension. Above, the stars tremble softly in the sky, distant points of light that echo the circle below. Each twinkle seems to respond to the gestures of the women, as though the heavens themselves join in this gentle meditation. You notice how their hands rise toward the sky, and how the moonlight pools in the spaces between, softening the edges of the world and drawing you into its quiet spell. A small fire flickers at the center of the circle. Its flame is steady and warm, golden against the silver glow of moonlight. The women approach it, each leaving a soft offering, petals, water, or grains. The fire receives them without haste, consuming each offering with a gentle crackle. You hear the faint sizzle and pop, a sound that blends with the drum, the wind, and the soft rustle of leaves. It is a lullaby of the natural world, inviting your mind to float among the rhythms of night. The women's circle tightens, then opens again, like breathing. Every expansion and contraction carries the energy of the earth itself. Soft chants rise barely above a whisper, harmonizing with the gentle night. Their voices are like the wind through reeds, curling softly around your consciousness, filling it with ease. You drift with them, carried by the spirals of sound, the curves of their movements, and the slow, constant pulse of the earth beneath. Water trickles nearby from a small hidden stream. Its sound mingles with the circle, a soft counterpoint to drum and voice. The priestesses pause, hands extended, acknowledging the presence of flowing water. Tiny ripples reflect the moonlight, catching it in 1,000 gentle points. Each ripple mirrors the movements of the circle, the spirals of devotion, the quiet currents of wisdom that have traveled through countless nights. You feel your thoughts softening, spreading outward like ripples across calm water. As the dance continues, the women lower themselves to the ground. Hands press into the earth, drawing slow, deliberate lines, shaping symbols that will remain until dawn. Spirals of clay, circles of sand, marks of intention and connection. You feel the same slow rhythm in your chest, the gentle beat of something larger than the night. larger than yourself, wrapping everything in quiet continuity. The fire at the center flickers lower. Its warmth still present, but gentler now. The drum slows, the chanting softens, and the circle gradually eases into stillness. The priestesses bow their heads toward the earth, eyes closed, hands resting lightly upon their knees. The moon hovers above, steady, observing, reflecting. Its light carries the calm of the night into every corner of the clearing. You float above the circle, breathing in the stillness, breathing out the quiet peace, the patterns of movement, the sound of wind and water, the soft illumination of fire and moonlight, all settle into your mind. Each detail becomes a gentle thread, weaving a calm tapestry that stretches across your thoughts. The spirals, the circles, the soft pulses, they continue within you, unseen but felt, guiding your mind toward a gentle rest. A soft breeze passes through the clearing, stirring leaves and veils alike. It whispers of night's deep serenity, of cycles that repeat in soft harmony, of wisdom carried without rush or strain. The women remain seated, still and serene, their presence a gentle anchor for the calm you feel expanding within. You drift alongside them, carried by moonlight, carried by the quiet rhythm of earth and air, until every thought finds a slow, gentle pace. Let us drift onward with the memory of these moonlit circles. Let the soft wind, the flowing movements, and the quiet wisdom of the priestesses accompany you. Allow your mind to trace the gentle spirals of night, inhaling peace, exhaling ease. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the moonlight bathes all in tender calm, cradling your spirit in the embrace of the quiet earth. The night stretches wide, deep and gentle like a blanket of soft velvet. Above, stars shimmer quietly, scattered across the sky in delicate, glimmering trails. Their light spills slowly over the land, touching trees, water, and stone with silver whispers. You float along a gentle path, feeling the soft pulse of night, the air carrying the faint scent of dew and distant blossoms. In the distance, a river glows beneath the starlight. Its surface reflects the heavens in soft ripples, as if the sky itself has descended to meet the earth. The water moves slowly, in quiet currents that mirror the rhythm of breath, of thought, of calm. You drift closer, feeling the gentle pull of its flowing light. Along the river's edge, the symbols of ancient women appear in subtle carvings and soft flowers placed upon stones. Each symbol speaks of care, of devotion, of quiet guidance. They are not commands, but gentle invitations to pause, to breathe, to be fully present with the flowing night. You trace them with your gaze, letting their shapes settle like quiet stars within your mind. The river moves endlessly, carrying with it the soft music of water. Small waves shimmer with starlight, rippling outward like gentle echoes of prayer. You hear the subtle sound of flowing water, soft and steady, a lullaby for the spirit. Each drop seems to carry a fragment of wisdom, the memory of women who walked these banks, tending the sacred currents with reverent hands. Along the shore, small lamps float on the water. Their flames are tiny, golden suns, trembling lightly as they drift on the gentle current. Each lamp is an offering, a symbol of devotion carried forward without haste. The priestesses of old would have watched these flames, letting their soft glow mingle with the silver of moonlight. You feel the same calm radiating, as if the river itself holds a tender embrace. The river curves gracefully, following the shapes of the land. You follow it, drifting with each turn, each bend, like a leaf carried softly by the stream. Reflections of stars shimmer along its surface, creating bridges of light that lead your mind into quiet contemplation. The water does not rush. It simply moves, endlessly patient, endlessly serene. A gentle breeze stirs the surface, sending tiny ripples across the reflections. Each ripple catches the starlight, breaking it into delicate fragments, like pieces of a dream scattered across the river. The priestesses, unseen but felt, would have traced their hands along the water, feeling its cool touch, offering their whispered prayers into its flow. You drift alongside them, letting your thoughts settle like stones at the riverbed. The river hums softly, a sound almost too quiet to notice, yet persistent in its gentle rhythm. It carries the memory of countless nights, of countless rituals, of countless quiet moments of devotion. You follow its current with each breath, inhaling calm, exhaling worry, The water moves as if time itself has slowed, allowing all things to exist in patient, tender stillness. Above, the stars shine with a soft intensity. Some cluster together, forming delicate constellations that resemble feminine figures, gentle guardians of the night. You imagine them leaning close, their hands brushing the surface of the river, their eyes reflecting both the water below and the endless sky above. Each figure is a guide, a quiet presence that holds space for rest and reflection. The river bends again, flowing beneath ancient trees whose branches reach like protective arms. Their leaves shimmer silver in the moonlight, creating patterns upon the water that move and shift like slow, breathing art. The women of old would have walked among these trees, their footsteps soft, their movements in harmony with the quiet rhythms of night. You feel the same harmony, carried gently in the sway of leaves, the shimmer of water, the hush of starlight. Tiny creatures stir in the underbrush, their sounds delicate and unhurried. An owl calls softly in the distance, a single note that blends with the whispers of water and wind. Each sound is a thread in the tapestry of night, a soft reminder of life that exists in quiet, in patience, in gentle presence. You allow these threads to weave through your awareness, softening the edges of thought, inviting calm. Along the riverbank, flowers bloom with faint luminescence. Their petals open slowly, reaching toward the stars, drinking the reflected light. The priestesses of old would have tended such flowers, leaving soft offerings along the water, tracing patterns that honor both earth and sky. You imagine touching the petals, feeling their delicate coolness, noticing the soft way they fold and unfold with the night. The river widens, forming gentle pools where the starlight seems to gather, resting for a moment before continuing its journey. Small currents spiral softly, moving in patterns that echo the cycles of life, of moonlight, of spirit. You watch them flow, letting their shapes guide your own breathing, your own rhythm. The water is calm, the night is patient, and you are held in its gentle embrace. Fireflies emerge, tiny sparks of gold that drift above the river. They hover briefly over the lamps and flowers, then float upward, joining the stars in quiet flight. Their light is soft, delicate, a mirror of the gentle devotion that has guided this river for generations. You follow their movement with your gaze, letting your mind settle in the slow dance of illumination and shadow, of earth and sky. A soft mist rises from the water, curling like silver ribbons into the night. It carries the fragrance of river and earth, of dew and flower. The mist embraces the priestess's symbols, the floating lamps, the gentle currents, and even you, wrapping the world in quiet serenity. Each inhalation brings peace, each exhalation releases tension. The river of stars carries all things gently onward, unhurried, eternal. The moon begins its slow ascent, higher now, casting fuller light across the flowing waters. Its glow mingles with the stars, with the lamps, with the reflections of petals and leaves. You feel a soft warmth in the light, a presence that does not press, does not demand, but simply holds and nurtures. The river carries you forward, the gentle pulse of water, light, and devotion, moving in quiet harmony with your own pulse. The night deepens, but the river continues its endless journey. Each ripple, each soft reflection, each drifting flame is a reminder of calm persistence, of devotion without rush, of beauty without demand. You float beside it, feeling the slow, steady movement, the quiet continuity that flows beneath all things. Here there is no need for thought or worry. Here there is only the soft, steady presence of night, water, and stars. As the river winds through the landscape, the priestess's whispered prayers seem to ride its currents. You hear them softly like distant echoes, gentle words of blessing and peace. They mingle with the wind, the leaves, the water, the night sky. Their devotion, subtle and patient, becomes a lullaby for your spirit, a gentle invitation to release, to rest, to drift in harmony with all that flows. Let us drift onward with the river of stars carried by its soft currents, its shimmering light, its quiet devotion. Allow your mind to follow each ripple, each reflection, each gentle wave, inhaling calm, exhaling ease. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the river flows endlessly onward, cradling the night and your spirit in tender serenity. The night deepens, and soft shadows gather across the quiet landscape. A pale moon hangs above, its light spilling over stone paths, mossy steps, and gentle hills. You float along a narrow trail, the air carrying the faint scent of incense and aged wood. Each breath draws in calm, and each exhale releases the day's quiet weight. The world feels tender, paused, as if it is holding space for something delicate and sacred. Ahead, the outlines of a temple emerge, tucked between ancient trees and creeping vines. Its stones are worn smooth, etched with stories that have survived countless nights. The walls rise quietly, bearing the soft glow of moonlight, and you feel the calm energy that emanates from this place. It is a temple not of grandeur, but of patience, devotion, and whispered presence. Inside, the air is cooler, carrying a soft, hushed quiet that settles over the senses like a gentle blanket. The light is low, spilling through cracks and small windows, falling in narrow beams across carved symbols. Each figure etched into stone tells a story of women who once moved within these halls, tending sacred fires, guiding water, and offering prayers in tones so soft they seem to merge with the walls themselves. You drift past columns, noticing the slow interplay of shadow and light. Candle flames tremble gently, casting moving patterns that stretch and curl across carved reliefs. Some depict flowing hair, hands lifted in quiet blessing, eyes cast downward in serene focus. The light seems alive, tracing every curve and line, carrying with it the calm devotion of centuries. You feel each shadow settle softly in your mind, smoothing restless thoughts and leaving quiet peace in its wake. A distant murmur echoes along the hallways, like soft water trickling over stone. Perhaps it is a small stream or a pool hidden in shadow. You move closer, following the gentle sound, feeling the cool stone beneath your fingers. The water reflects candlelight in 1,000 delicate points, each one a tiny star mirrored on the surface. It moves slowly, endlessly patient, a quiet reflection of the river of devotion that flows through the temple itself. The priestess's presence is felt more than seen. They move with quiet grace, lifting hands in subtle gestures, their veils drifting like whispers across the floors. Their chants are low and melodic, weaving through the air like soft ribbons of sound. You feel the gentle rhythm of their devotion in your own chest, a heartbeat synchronized with the quiet pulse of the temple. There is no hurry, no urgency, only calm continuity. Symbols line the walls, etched in stone and softened by centuries. Circles, spirals, and flowing lines form an ancient language of devotion. Each one tells of cycles of life, of seasons, of spiritual journeys that move like slow rivers through time. You trace these symbols with your eyes, allowing them to settle in your mind like soft starlight, illuminating hidden corners of thought and memory with quiet, tender glow. The air carries a faint scent of flowers left as offerings. Small petals drift in the gentle breeze from open windows, settling softly on the stone floor. The priestesses would have placed them there with careful hands, honoring both the divine and the earthly, connecting spirit with matter through deliberate, tender care. You imagine the softness of petals beneath your fingertips, the delicate brush of each one a quiet caress of the senses. A single lamp burns brighter than the rest, placed at the center of the hall. Its flame rises and falls, casting long, wavering shadows that move like gentle dancers along the walls. You watch as the light touches carvings of women in prayer, guiding your eyes from one symbol to the next, letting your mind drift from image to image, each one a quiet lesson in serenity. The shadows expand and contract in rhythm with the flame, a slow, breathing presence that echoes the movement of life itself. The walls seem to hum softly with the memory of countless nights. Each whisper, each footstep, each quiet breath once carried through this space leaves a trace in the air, felt more than heard. You sense the continuity of devotion, a thread woven through stone and flame and water, carrying the calm of generations into your own awareness. Every inhale fills you with this presence. Every exhale releases tension, leaving only a soft, enduring peace. A distant door opens and closes with a quiet sigh, stirring the air in delicate waves. The light bends slightly, touching carved reliefs in new ways. Each shadow becomes a gentle guide, tracing the contours of hands and faces, reminding you that devotion is movement, and movement can be soft, steady, and deeply grounding. You float along with the light, your mind following its slow dance, drifting with it like a leaf upon a still river. In a small alcove, a pool of water catches the lamp's reflection, shimmering like a liquid mirror. The priestesses kneel here, their hands tracing circles in the surface. Tiny ripples expand outward, carrying the soft glow of candlelight across the water. You imagine dipping your fingertips into the pool, feeling the gentle coolness, sensing the quiet energy of centuries flowing through the liquid. Each ripple seems to whisper, "Rest, be still, be present." The chant of a single voice rises above the quiet, soft and unhurried. It is melodic, undemanding, a sound that folds gently into the space, mingling with the flicker of light, the movement of water, and the gentle stir of air. You feel yourself breathing in time with the chant, inhaling calm, exhaling ease. The temple itself seems to respond, the walls absorbing the tone, carrying it softly to every corner of the hall. A gentle breeze slips through an open window, carrying the cool night air into the warmth of candlelight. The smell of moss, stone, and faint incense fills your senses, grounding you in the quiet moment. The shadows on the walls shift slightly, elongating, merging, folding in gentle patterns that guide your awareness inward. The temple seems alive with soft, nurturing attention, a space where nothing needs to happen except presence itself. You move slowly toward a carved doorway, noticing details in the stone you had not before. Faces of women, hands lifted in prayer, eyes cast in tender reflection. Their carvings are gentle reminders of the sacredness of quiet devotion. The light traces each curve, illuminating them as if to say, "Peace is here. You are safe. Rest is welcome." You allow these symbols to sink into your mind, each one a soft thread of calm, weaving through your awareness. The pool of water reflects the moonlight streaming through the upper window. Ripples shift softly as if responding to unseen hands, echoing the slow patterns of the priestess's movements. You watch the gentle waves, their circular rhythm guiding your own thoughts into smooth, quiet spirals. Each ripple becomes a reminder that life flows, that energy moves without hurry, and that you, too, can drift peacefully within its tender current. Candles flicker once more, casting long moving shadows across the temple floor. The soft murmur of water, the whisper of veils, the faint hum of chant, and the gentle sway of light come together, forming a lullaby of presence and devotion. You feel the rhythm of centuries, the echo of soft hands, the slow breathing of stone and air, wrapping you in a tender embrace. Let us drift onward with the memory of these whispered halls. Let the soft flame, the moving shadows, the gentle water, and the tender presence of devotion guide your thoughts into quiet calm. Allow your breath to slow, your mind to soften, and your spirit to rest. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the temples of whispered light cradle you in gentle serenity. The night settles like a soft blanket over the land. Shadows stretch long across the earth, and the moon casts silver threads of light through the still air. You float along a narrow path, where the grass bends gently under a soft breeze, and the distant hum of night carries a tender calm. Each step you take feels lighter, as if the world itself slows to mirror the rhythm of your breathing. Ahead, a small courtyard emerges, quiet and enclosed by ancient walls. Within it, candles burn in soft clusters, their flames trembling ever so gently. They are not bright or demanding, but steady, patient, and luminous, as if each one carries the memory of generations who watched over sacred knowledge. You feel the pull of their quiet light, an invitation to rest in the serenity they offer. You drift closer, noticing the delicate shapes carved into the walls, illuminated by the flickering flames. Symbols of feminine wisdom emerge in soft relief, flowing lines, circles, spirals, hands held in blessing, eyes lowered in serene focus. Each carving speaks without words, a language of devotion and calm, a gentle reminder that presence itself can carry great power. The air is warm and still, scented faintly with the soft smoke of incense. Each curl of smoke rises slowly, twisting through the beams of candlelight like delicate threads of silver. The priestesses who once walked these halls would have tended these flames, guiding their light with reverent hands. You feel their quiet devotion in the warmth of the air, in the subtle flicker that spreads across stone and symbol alike. A single flame dances more brightly than the rest, drawing your attention. It trembles gently, yet its glow extends farther than expected, touching the carved figures on the walls, the small pools of water along the floor, and even the quiet shadows in the corners. Each movement is a gentle lesson. Even in stillness, even in smallness, presence can illuminate, and care can guide the way. You hear the soft sound of water trickling nearby, a tiny fountain or pool reflecting the light of the candles. The surface shimmers, broken only by tiny ripples, each catching the flame and scattering it across the floor in miniature constellations. You float beside this pool, noticing how each ripple mirrors the quiet heart of devotion, persistent, patient, tender, and always moving, though without rush. The priestess's whispers are like the wind, soft and melodic, threading through the air without demand. They speak in gentle patterns, calling forth memories of cycles, of growth, of seasons of quiet care. You sense their voices in the flicker of flame, in the subtle sway of shadows, and in the gentle rise and fall of your own breathing. The temple, the candles, the night, all converge to guide your mind into calm. Along the walls, small lamps rest upon carved ledges, their light reflecting in tiny mirrors placed at intervals. Each mirror multiplies the glow, scattering it softly into the corners, tracing patterns across carved symbols of wisdom. Spirals of light curl along the stone, echoing the curves of carved hands and the gentle arcs of flowing robes. Your gaze follows these shapes, letting your awareness move slowly, rhythmically, like water flowing around stones. A gentle breeze enters through an open window, stirring the flames and carrying the scent of jasmine and night air. The candlelight wavers softly, elongating the shadows, folding them into new shapes. You watch as the movement of light becomes a slow, silent dance, a quiet expression of patience and presence. Every flicker, every wave, every reflected glow becomes a lullaby for your mind, coaxing thoughts into stillness. You notice a small alcove where a circle of candles burns in a gentle ring. The flames lean slightly inward, as if gathering strength from one another, radiating a warm calm. This circle is a sacred heart, a quiet sanctuary within the larger temple. You drift closer, letting the soft glow envelop you. Each breath in is filled with light and warmth. Each breath out releases worry, tension, and the lingering stirrings of the day. The carvings within this alcove are more intricate than before. Hands lifted in blessing, eyes cast downward in reflection, flowing robes carved with a suggestion of movement. The symbols speak softly, without need for explanation, reminding you that even quiet gestures can carry deep meaning. You feel the same gentle wisdom settling into your own mind, a tender echo of devotion in every flicker of flame and every reflected ripple. The small pool of water at the center of the circle catches the candlelight like a mirror of the night sky. Tiny ripples form and spread, scattering points of light across the stone floor. The priestess's presence is felt in each ripple, in the calm motion of water responding to touch. You imagine letting your fingers brush the surface, feeling the coolness, the gentle response of movement, the soft reflection of flame. The water, like devotion, moves slowly but surely, shaping everything it touches with quiet persistence. A distant chant rises, soft and unhurried. It is melodic without urgency, threading through the temple like a silver ribbon. You hear the cadence of prayer, the careful rise and fall of tone, blending with the flicker of flames, the hum of water, and the whisper of the night. Your chest aligns with this rhythm, breathing in soft calm, breathing out gentle release. Each note becomes a small hand, guiding your awareness into stillness, into deep quiet. The temple's walls hold a memory of centuries. The stones themselves seem to breathe with quiet devotion, carrying the legacy of women who tended sacred knowledge, who guarded light in the darkness, who moved with patient grace. You drift along these walls, tracing their shapes with your eyes, feeling the rhythm of past presence in every curve, every relief, every shadow cast by candlelight. The air grows softer, cooler, carrying the faint fragrance of herbs and flowers left as offerings. Petals lie scattered across the floor, some drifting gently in the breeze. The priestesses would have arranged them carefully, each placement a silent prayer, each gesture a quiet act of care. You sense their hands guiding you gently, teaching you that presence, patience, and attention are themselves sacred acts. Candlelight dances across the carvings, creating moving shadows that stretch and shrink, fold and unfold. Each shadow becomes a companion for your mind, a guide into serenity. You watch as light touches a carved hand, a lowered gaze, a flowing robe, and you feel the same gentleness reflected inward. Calmness spreads through your chest, your shoulders, your mind, folding you into the quiet embrace of the temple. The rippling water, the flickering flames, the gentle whispers, and the subtle movement of air combine in a tender lullaby. The priestesses' quiet hearts echo through the temple, their devotion carried in soft light, in patient shadow, in rhythmic ripple. You drift beside this calm, carried forward by the slow, steady pulse of presence, letting your own spirit sink into the gentle rhythm of night, of flame, of water, of care. Let us drift onward with the sacred flames, letting their soft light guide each thought, each breath, each gentle heartbeat. Feel the quiet wisdom of the women who held devotion through centuries, resting now in the same gentle presence. Allow your mind to soften, your spirit to settle, and your body to float in calm serenity. Now rest, as the stars return to their watch, and the sacred flames cradle you in quiet, tender light. The night is soft, draped in silver light that filters through leaves and petals, touching the earth with gentle fingers. You step into a garden where the air is warm and fragrant, carrying the faint scent of jasmine, honeysuckle, and soft moss. The world feels hushed here, as if it has been waiting for your arrival, and every breath draws calm deeper into your chest. Soft paths wind between flowering bushes, their colors muted beneath the moon's glow. Tiny blossoms sway in the gentle breeze, each one a small movement of life and devotion. Their petals glimmer faintly, as though carrying drops of starlight, and each carries a whisper of the women who once tended this sacred space. Guiding growth with quiet hands and soft hearts, you drift along the pathways, noticing how the garden seems alive with subtle motion. A bird stirs among the branches, its soft wings brushing the air. Its song is faint, almost like a sigh, but it blends with distant murmurs that seem to rise from the earth itself. These are the hidden voices of devotion, echoes of prayers carried through leaves and soil, through petals and wind. You feel their calm presence wrap around you like a gentle shawl. In a small clearing, a fountain bubbles quietly, its surface catching the faint light of the moon. Water ripples over smooth stone, sending tiny reflections across surrounding plants. The fountain's gentle movement seems to hold the pulse of the garden, slow and steady, breathing softly in time with your own rhythm. You rest beside it for a moment, letting the cool, tender sound of flowing water sink into your awareness, quieting the mind. Among the flowers, soft hands once traced the contours of leaves and petals, offering small blessings to every living thing. You imagine their careful movements, each touch an act of care, each gesture a quiet prayer. The garden responds, not with grandeur, but with steady, patient life. Flowers unfurling, branches reaching, moss spreading softly across stone. Every detail is a whisper of gentle strength. The moon rises higher, spilling more light across the garden. Shadows stretch long, moving like slow dancers among the trees. You notice small lanterns tucked among the blossoms, their flames trembling softly in the night air. Each flame is a quiet witness, a guardian of this space, echoing the devotion of the women who walked here long ago. You follow the light with your eyes, letting your thoughts drift in the soft patterns of shadow and glow. A soft wind stirs, carrying a faint chant, almost like the rustle of leaves. You sense it is not only wind, but the lingering presence of voices long gone, blending with the garden itself. Their cadence is gentle, melodic, never hurried, a lullaby for the spirit. You feel your chest rise and fall in rhythm with the distant soft chant, each breath a mirror of the garden's patient pulse. Among the flowers, small creatures move quietly. A moth drifts between blossoms. A frog stirs in a hidden pool. A deer pauses among the branches. Their presence is delicate and unhurried, part of the garden's slow, attentive rhythm. You watch, letting each movement settle your mind, each gentle rustle a soft note in the lullaby that carries through the night. The fountain's water ripples once more, catching the moonlight in tiny arcs. Each reflection seems like a story, a tale of quiet care and patience carried forward through centuries. You imagine the women who tended this water, letting their hands brush its surface, feeling the coolness and stillness of each moment. Their care was never loud, never demanding. It simply existed, steady, persistent, and full of gentle strength. You wander deeper into the garden, where paths curve under arching trees and petals carpet the ground like soft rain. Each flower is a story, each leaf a note in the melody of calm that fills this space. You notice the shapes of hands carved into small stones, or etched into the bark of an ancient tree. Subtle symbols left by those who sought to honor the sacredness of life. Their messages are simple. Presence, care, and patience hold power that no haste can match. A distant pool glows faintly, reflecting the pale moon above. The water is still, and each small ripple catches a star or lantern flame, scattering it across the surface in delicate patterns. You float beside it, letting the soft sound of moving water blend with the subtle chant that drifts from hidden corners. The garden breathes with quiet devotion, and you breathe with it, inhaling serenity, exhaling thought, letting every muscle and mind grow soft. Lanterns sway gently in the branches, casting warm golden light across the flowers. Shadows stretch and fold, creating new shapes that slowly move across the soft petals and cool stone. Each shadow is a guide, a quiet companion leading your mind through patterns of reflection and calm. You let your attention follow them, drifting through the garden with the same patient ease as the light itself. The flowers seem to lean toward the moon, petals opening slowly, as if welcoming its touch. You notice that every blossom carries a gentle story, a memory of care and devotion. You imagine reaching out to touch them, feeling the delicate softness, sensing the energy of hands that once nurtured this sacred space. Each petal is a reminder that strength and power can be gentle, soft, and enduring. A soft breeze stirs the branches above, carrying the subtle fragrance of night-blooming flowers. You inhale slowly, letting the scent fill your senses with calm. Each exhale carries away tension and unrest, leaving only the quiet pulse of the garden, the hidden voices of devotion, and the gentle movement of life. You drift deeper into this serenity, your mind and body sinking into a soft, flowing rhythm. Small insects hum faintly among the flowers, their delicate vibrations blending with the murmur of the fountain, the rustle of leaves, and the distant chant of hidden voices. Each sound is gentle, rhythmic, and non-intrusive, a lullaby woven from the very threads of nature. You feel your thoughts soften, your heart beats slow, and a calm warmth spread through your chest. You wander to a small stone bench, tucked beneath an arch of blossoms. The petals above sway slightly in the gentle night wind, and the lantern light flickers softly across the stones. Sitting here, you notice how the garden's rhythm moves through you, how every subtle sound, every tender motion, every whisper of light guides you toward a profound, quiet rest. The moonlight spills fully across the courtyard, touching every leaf, petal, and stone. The garden glows softly, alive with gentle strength, and you feel the hidden voices settle around you, wrapping you in calm. Their presence is not pressing, not demanding. It is simply there, patient, enduring, and infinitely kind. You breathe with this quiet pulse, letting the energy of the sacred space flow into your spirit. Let us drift onward through this garden, carried by its hidden voices, by the soft rustle of petals, by the gentle ripple of water, and by the warm glow of lanterns. Let the quiet strength of these sacred spaces fill your heart. Let every breath guide you deeper into calm. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the garden of hidden voices cradles you in serene, tender peace. The night moves softly, as if the world itself is breathing slowly, guiding your spirit into stillness. Moonlight drifts over quiet hills and gentle valleys, spilling silver across the landscape. You float along a soft path, surrounded by the hush of leaves and the subtle stir of distant wind. Every step, every inhale, draws you deeper into calm. Ahead, a series of gentle stone terraces unfurls, etched with spirals and circular patterns. These symbols seem to pulse softly under the pale light, as though carrying the memory of countless nights spent in quiet reflection. You move closer, feeling the rhythm of the spirals ripple through your mind, each curve a tender invitation to follow the flow of energy within and around you. The spirals are simple, yet infinite, flowing outward and curling back upon themselves. Each one feels like a small journey, a path that circles back to its own center, echoing the natural cycles of life, of breath, of thought. You trace the lines with your eyes, letting their gentle curves guide your attention inward toward a still, luminous center where the soul rests peacefully. Soft sounds drift through the air, the faint rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the whisper of wind passing through ancient trees. Each sound is a gentle thread, weaving with the spirals, creating a subtle melody that echoes the patterns of the heart. You breathe slowly in rhythm with these quiet notes, feeling them ease every muscle, quieting every restless thought. In the spaces between the spirals, small pools of water reflect the moonlight. Each ripple bends the reflected patterns, making the circles shimmer softly. You watch the movement of water and light, letting it mirror the gentle turns of your mind. Thoughts rise and fall like the ripples, flowing and returning, folding into themselves with patience and care. Among the stones, delicate flowers push through moss and soft soil, bending in slow arcs toward the moon. Their petals echo the shapes of the spirals, curling inward, outward, and around one another. You imagine the women who tended these gardens, tracing the patterns with their hands, letting every movement become a prayer, a gentle meditation that carried wisdom through the cycles of time. A soft breeze stirs, carrying the subtle scent of jasmine and wet earth. Each inhalation fills you with calm. Each exhalation releases tension and restlessness. You follow the air as it moves through the spirals, carrying invisible threads of energy, connecting the outer world with the quiet center of your being. The patterns seem to breathe along with you, expanding and contracting, folding around your awareness with tender patience. The stone spirals lead to a circular sanctuary at the top of the terraces. Here, candles burn in delicate rings, their flames flickering like small stars in gentle alignment. You move closer, drawn by the soft warmth and luminous calm. Each flame mirrors the circular patterns around it, reinforcing the gentle cycles of light and shadow, of presence and reflection. A single candle shines more brightly than the rest. Its light touches the spirals etched in stone, highlighting curves and folds, guiding your gaze along the gentle paths. Each shadow it casts seems to teach you quiet observation, the awareness that even in movement there is peace, and even in turning there is return. You allow your eyes to follow these shapes, your mind folding along with them, sinking deeper into calm reflection. Water trickles from a small fountain in the center of the circle, echoing the spirals in miniature ripples. Each tiny wave carries a soft glow of reflected candlelight, scattering points of illumination across the stones. You imagine tracing the paths of the ripples with your fingers, feeling the cool, tender energy of water moving along a circular journey, always returning to stillness. The wind moves through the sanctuary, stirring the leaves of nearby trees and carrying a faint melodic hum. It blends with the soft trickle of water and the gentle flicker of candlelight, creating a lullaby of cycles, a quiet rhythm that resonates in your chest. You breathe along with this rhythm, each inhalation expanding the spirals within, each exhalation folding them softly back toward their center. Symbols of circles are etched into the surrounding stones. Some are concentric, some spiral outward endlessly. You sense that each one carries a message of harmony, a quiet reminder that life moves in cycles, that energy flows, pauses, and returns. You let these patterns settle in your mind, tracing them slowly with your awareness, letting the gentle curves guide your spirit toward peace. A small bird moves quietly among the branches overhead. Its soft wings brush the night air, and its presence adds another layer to the delicate symphony of sound and motion. The bird, like the spirals, seems to move without hurry, following a natural rhythm that aligns with the calm of the night. You allow its motion to become part of your own gentle flow, floating with the cycles of light, air, and energy around you. You notice petals scattered along the stone terraces, each one echoing the curves of the spirals. The priestesses who once walked here would have placed them with care, each petal a small blessing, each gesture a tender act of devotion. You imagine their hands moving gently, tracing the patterns of life, guiding the energy of the garden, the sanctuary, and the spirals themselves. Each movement folds softly into the rhythm of the space, carrying calm through generations. The moon rises higher, spilling silver across the sanctuary. Shadows stretch and curl along the stone spirals, creating new forms with every flicker of candlelight. You watch the gentle dance, feeling your own mind move in response, following the natural loops and arcs, breathing in time with the soft, cyclical motion. Every exhale releases tension. Every inhale gathers quiet calm. In the center of the spirals, a quiet space of reflection unfolds. It is empty, yet full of gentle energy. You step into this center feeling the circles of light, stone, and water encircle you like a protective embrace. Each spiral surrounding you hums with soft wisdom, a rhythm of return, a tender reminder that the soul always folds back toward stillness. The rippling water, the flickering flames, the gentle hum of wind and bird, and the slow unfolding of the spirals combine into a lullaby of soft cycles. You float within this rhythm, feeling the calm pulse of eternity flowing gently through the curves and circles. Your mind and body align with the spirals, each thought folding softly back toward its center, each breath a quiet turn in the endless, tender motion of life. Let us drift onward through these spirals of the soul, tracing the gentle arcs of light, water, and stone. Let the patterns guide your awareness inward. Let the quiet cycles of the night fill your heart with calm. And let every curve teach patience, presence, and gentle return. Now rest as the stars return to their watch, and the spirals cradle you in soft, tender peace. The desert stretches endlessly beneath a sky brushed with silver light. The sands are soft and quiet, carrying the warmth of the day and the cool hush of night. You step lightly across the gentle dunes, each footfall absorbed into the earth, leaving only whispers behind. The air is still, holding a delicate scent of dry earth and distant blossoms, a quiet perfume that soothes as it drifts around you. Above, the stars gather like soft lanterns scattered across the infinite dark. They shine without hurry, each one a gentle presence in the vast expanse. You feel the immensity of the sky pressing gently upon your shoulders, not heavy, but tender, like a soft shawl of light. The stars seem to pulse ever so slightly, in quiet rhythm with your breath, each one a whisper of ancient presence. In the heart of the desert, small shrines rise from the sands. Their stones are warm and worn, smooth from centuries of sun and wind. You approach, drawn by the quiet energy that radiates from each structure. These were places of devotion, carefully tended by women who honored the sky, the stars, and the gentle mysteries of night. Their presence lingers, subtle yet powerful, like soft music carried on the wind. The air around the shrines hums faintly with stillness. Soft mats are spread before the stones, and faint traces of incense curl into the night. You imagine hands tracing patterns over the sand, sprinkling grains in spirals and circles that echo the stars above. Each movement is slow, deliberate, a quiet offering to the cosmos. The desert itself seems to respond, rolling the sands gently with each soft breeze, reflecting the calm energy of ritual and devotion. A distant drum sounds, soft and hollow, echoing across the dunes. It is not loud, not commanding, but steady, like the heartbeat of the desert. You feel it resonate through the soles of your feet, through the stillness of the stones, and into the quiet chambers of your own chest. The rhythm is gentle, grounding, inviting your thoughts to soften, your muscles to loosen, and your spirit to rest. Above, constellations trace familiar shapes, each star a small marker in the vast, quiet map of the night. You follow their lines with your gaze, drifting along arcs of light that have guided travelers and seekers for centuries. You imagine the women who walked these sands long ago, gazing upward in silent meditation, letting the patterns of stars teach patience, presence, and serenity. Each constellation becomes a teacher, each shimmer a lullaby for the heart. The shrines themselves are modest, yet radiant in their quiet devotion. Carvings of women with flowing veils, hands lifted in gentle blessing, trace the edges of stone walls. You run your fingers lightly along the carvings in imagination, sensing the tender energy that shaped each line. The gestures are soft and flowing, a dance of attention and care that mirrors the curves of dunes and the arcs of stars overhead. Soft winds stir the desert grasses and delicate desert blooms. You notice their subtle sway, the quiet curves of movement that echo the rhythm of your breath. Each gentle rustle seems to speak of patience, of quiet cycles, and the infinite care of the natural world. You inhale slowly, letting the wind's energy enter your chest, and exhale softly, releasing all tension, all worry, letting it flow into the sands. Lanterns are scattered among the shrines, their flames small yet steady. They cast a warm golden glow across stones and sand, creating pools of light that stretch and fold into the shadows. The flickering flames mirror the stars above, tiny reflections of the same cosmic rhythm. You follow their glow with your eyes, letting your awareness float with the dance of light and shadow, the interplay of warmth and cool night. You pause at a small pool, formed naturally among rocks, its surface still and clear. The water reflects the heavens, doubling the infinite stars and soft lantern glow. You imagine the women who once knelt here, dipping fingers into the water, offering blessings to the desert, to the stars, and to life itself. Their care was quiet, tender, a song without sound that resonates through time. The night stretches wider, the dunes melting into gentle silhouettes beneath the silver light. You walk slowly along soft paths, feeling the texture of sand under your feet and the tender pressure of the night air on your skin. Each step feels deliberate, each motion a small meditation. Your senses blend with the desert. The whisper of sand, the faint hum of life, the shimmer of distant constellations. A small fire burns softly in a circular pit, its warmth a comfort against the cool night. The flames rise and fall in gentle motion, echoing the curves of the dunes, the spirals of the stars, the arcs of constellations. You sit beside it, feeling its glow brush your face and hands. Every flicker is a wordless story, a tale of devotion, patience, and serene strength carried across the centuries. In the distance, you hear the faint echo of a chant, soft and flowing. It moves like a gentle wind through the shrines, around the lanterns, over the sands. The cadence is slow, unhurried, carrying the resonance of ancient devotion. You allow the chant to guide your thoughts, each phrase a ripple in the quiet pond of your mind, softening every edge, folding all awareness gently back towards stillness. The night deepens, and the desert becomes a cradle of calm. You lie back on the soft sand, feeling its gentle support beneath you. The stars stretch overhead in endless formations, and you sense the continuity of time, the patient rhythm of the heavens, and the quiet care of women who honored these skies long ago. Their presence is tender, not pressing, a soft guidance for heart and mind alike. A gentle wind brushes across your face, carrying the faint scent of desert flowers in the cool hush of night. You feel it wrap around you like a soft shawl, joining with the warmth of the fire, the glow of lanterns, the shimmer of stars. Every breath moves slowly with this rhythm, every heartbeat matches the pulse of the desert and the sacred spaces around you. The dunes roll softly toward the horizon, forming gentle waves that mirror the curve of constellations above. You watch the shifting silhouettes, letting each contour remind you that the world moves in quiet cycles. You feel the cycles of day and night, of breath and thought, of presence and rest, all folding together into a single soft motion that carries you closer to serenity. Let us drift onward through this desert night, resting beneath the stars, beside the shrines, carried by the whispering wind and the gentle glow of candlelight. Let the soft presence of ancient devotion fill your heart, guide your mind, and calm your spirit. Now rest as the stars return to their watch and the desert cradles you in infinite, tender peace. Night settles softly over a quiet river, the water moving with gentle rhythm, carrying silver reflections of moonlight across its surface. You float lightly along the edges of the stream, each breath in tune with the slow motion of ripples, each heartbeat echoing the subtle flowing current. The world feels hushed, held in a tender pause between moments, as if the night itself is breathing slowly beside you. The river curves like a soft ribbon through a landscape of tall reeds and whispering grasses. Each stalk bends gently in the evening breeze, brushing against the water in quiet acknowledgement. You follow the flow, your eyes tracing the gentle arcs and circles that the current forms. Each bend a small story, a reflection of the timeless cycles of nature. Along the banks, delicate blossoms lean toward the water, their petals catching the moonlight like tiny lanterns. You notice the subtle motion of each flower, swaying in harmony with the river's movement. They seem alive, quietly celebrating the tender energy that flows through the water, as if the moon itself whispers through their soft colors. Soft shadows play along the rippling surface, folding the reflections of trees, reeds, and moonlight into a gentle mosaic. You watch them slowly shift with the water's motion, each change unhurried, each fold a soft meditation. The shadows remind you of the invisible paths of devotion, the quiet acts of care that ripple outward in gentle waves, touching everything with a subtle grace. In the distance, you see figures moving along the banks, women in flowing garments. Their movements, delicate and deliberate, trace patterns on the sand and stones. Each gesture mirrors the river's flow, an arc of an arm, the tilt of a head, a step tracing the curve of the bank. Their presence is quiet, luminous in the soft moonlight, a living reflection of the river's tender rhythm. Water trickles over smooth stones, forming tiny pools that glimmer like captured stars. You imagine the women kneeling beside them, cupping the cool liquid in their hands, offering silent prayers, touching the water with reverence. Each ripple spreads slowly across the surface, carrying the quiet energy of devotion, a gentle reminder that even small acts hold infinite grace. The river curves again, leading you to a sheltered cove where the water is still and calm. Here the moonlight rests fully upon the surface, creating a soft, luminous mirror. You drift closer, drawn by the serenity reflected in this quiet pool. Each detail, the curve of a branch, the shimmer of a leaf, the faint stir of wind, folds into your awareness like a lullaby, each note dissolving tension, inviting rest. A faint song arises, soft as the brush of feathers against the night. It flows from the lips of the women along the banks, low and rhythmic, harmonizing with the gentle motion of water. You hear it as if it were carried by the wind itself, blending with the rustle of reeds and the quiet lap of ripples. Each note is a breath, a pulse of calm, guiding your heart into stillness. The surface of the river is dotted with floating blossoms, drifting slowly with the current. You watch their gentle journey, each petal turning lightly, caught between shadow and light. They seem to move with the awareness of centuries, as if the river itself holds memory, of devotion, of presence, of the quiet strength of women who honored the sacredness of water and moonlight. You reach a small wooden bridge, its timbers worn smooth by time and care. Leaning lightly against the railing, you feel the subtle vibration of water beneath. Every small wave sends a soft rhythm through your body, echoing the pulses of the river. You allow your breath to match this rhythm, slow and steady, in harmony with the eternal flow. From the bridge, you watch the women dance lightly along the banks. Their movements are gentle arcs and circles, mirroring the ripples of the river. Hands rise and fall with delicate precision, gestures weaving invisible threads between sky, water, and earth. Their veils drift softly, catching the moonlight, folding into the rhythm of the night. Each step is an offering, each curve a meditation, a gentle affirmation of harmony and devotion. A faint shimmer moves beneath the surface of the water, small fish gliding in synchrony with the ripples above. You watch them, feeling their slow, purposeful glide as a reflection of your own calm. Each motion of their fins becomes part of the river's song, part of the quiet harmony that cradles the night. The world seems to fold inward, each element, a flower, a ripple, a breath, joining in a silent dance of unity and peace. The air carries the soft fragrance of river blooms, delicate and cool. You inhale slowly, letting the scent fill your lungs, and exhale with gentle release. The fragrance mingles with the rhythm of water and song, binding the senses into a tapestry of serene presence. You feel your mind floating, guided along currents both seen and unseen, folding inward into calm awareness. The moon rises higher, casting silver paths along the river's curves. Each reflection seems to shimmer with a quiet pulse, echoing the heartbeat of the night. You follow the gentle dance of light and shadow, letting it guide your thoughts along circular, spiraling paths of reflection. The patterns remind you that all motion carries stillness within, that every curve leads back to the heart of calm. Small lanterns dot the riverbanks, their warm glow balancing the cool moonlight. Each flicker blends softly with the reflections in the water, creating an infinite interplay of light and shadow. You imagine the women placing them carefully, each flame a silent meditation, a whisper of devotion that lingers beyond the night. The light seems to touch every ripple, every petal, every gentle fold of air, connecting all things in quiet harmony. You step lightly into the shallow water, feeling its cool embrace around your feet. The river's flow moves gently against your skin. A tender massage, a soft caress from the night. Each step becomes part of the river's rhythm, each movement a quiet surrender to the tender energy of devotion, presence, and gentle reflection. The women kneel beside the water, dipping their hands to trace patterns, sending ripples across the still pools. The movement is slow, delicate, echoing the curves of the moon and the path of stars above. Each ripple circles outward, connecting water, earth, and sky, carrying a soft, silent wisdom. You watch and feel the ripple in your own spirit, softening all edges, folding every worry into the calm of flowing water. A gentle breeze moves through the reeds and petals, bringing a faint murmur of distant mountains and hidden groves. The river carries the sound softly, joining the lullaby of moonlight, water, and whispered song. Each note settles into your chest like a soft feather, each breath harmonizing with the tender rhythms of night. You float along the current, serene and cradled, carried by quiet devotion. The moonlight, rippling water, and gentle chants guide you toward a soft cove lined with mossy stones. You lie back on a smooth rock, feeling the tender support beneath you. The water laps quietly at the edges, the petals drift by, and the lanterns flicker like distant stars mirrored in the river. You close your eyes, letting the rhythm of water and devotion fold around you, each pulse a gentle reminder of peace, patience, and presence. Let us drift onward, floating in the silent dance of water and moonlight. Let the ripples guide your heart, the gentle movements of devotion soothe your mind, and the soft light cradle your spirit. Now rest as the river carries your awareness toward calm, and the stars above return to their quiet watch over the world. Night drapes softly over the desert, a quiet blanket of dark velvet stretching across the sky. Stars shimmer faintly, each one a gentle point of light watching over the world. You step lightly onto soft, warm sand, feeling its tender give beneath your feet. The grains shift easily, whispering in tiny secret voices as you walk. Each step a slow echo of presence and stillness. The sand stretches outward, wide and unbroken, forming a canvas beneath the endless sky. Here, the women of the desert once moved with quiet devotion, drawing lines and shapes that held meaning beyond words. You follow their traces, faint patterns etched into the sand, each curve a symbol of harmony, each line a gentle prayer. A soft wind drifts across the dunes, carrying the faint scent of night-blooming flowers and the cool earth beneath. You watch the sand shimmer under its touch, rippling like liquid silver. Each tiny grain catches the light of the moon, sparkling softly as if holding the memory of countless acts of care, devotion, and presence. The first symbols appear beneath your gaze, spirals and circles, flowing curves and gentle arcs, each carved slowly, deliberately, by hands that understood the quiet strength of intention. You kneel lightly beside them, tracing the lines with your eyes following the gentle flow from beginning to end. Each shape carries a rhythm, a heartbeat of patience, a whisper of calm. Beyond the spirals, small triangles and crescents emerge, drawn with careful fingers into the sand surface. They reflect cycles of nature, moon, sun, and the movement of stars, and speak without words. You breathe slowly, letting the soft geometry fill your mind, each angle a gentle note in the lullaby of the desert night. A faint hum rises from the dunes, soft as distant drums, vibrating through the still air. The sound blends with the shifting sand, carrying the quiet devotion of women who walked here long ago. Their presence lingers, not as voices but as energy, folded into each curve of the symbols, into each ripple of the dunes. You feel it softly, a warm, calm pulse beneath your skin. You trace a long line that twists and curls like a gentle river. The sand beneath your fingers is cool and smooth. As you follow its course, you sense the intention of those who first drew it. A slow, careful offering, a prayer folded into earth and sky. The line leads your gaze outward, following the sweep of dunes under the soft glow of the moon. Clusters of symbols appear, drawn close together, forming small constellations in the sand. Circles surround tiny dots, triangles point toward gentle arcs, and spirals fold upon themselves, endless yet contained. You move softly among them, your steps echoing the gentle rhythm of these markings, each motion a quiet meditation. The night wind shifts again, sending tiny grains swirling around your ankles. You watch them drift, catching the faint starlight as they float. It feels as if the universe itself is breathing with you, each particle a silent messenger, carrying calm through the endless desert space. You let your hands hover above the sand, imagining the delicate touch of those who drew these signs, fingers brushing softly to create meaning and care. A gentle melody seems to rise from the desert floor, carried faintly on the wind. It is soft, circular, folding around each dune, each mark, each star above. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the harmony fill you, feeling the quiet energy of devotion settle in your chest like a soft, warm stone. You kneel beside a spiral, slowly tracing the curve with a finger. Each turn folds inward like a slow breath, each curve a gentle echo of eternity. You sense the presence of women who once drew these forms, their quiet hearts radiating calm into every grain of sand. The spiral seems to move beneath your touch, circling softly, guiding your mind into stillness, inviting your spirit to rest. Tiny footprints appear beside the symbols, delicate impressions left by sand-walking journeys. You imagine women moving softly along these paths, their steps measured and deliberate, carrying offerings, whispers, prayers. Each footprint is a reminder that devotion can be gentle, careful, and yet infinitely powerful. The echoes of their steps settle over you, calm and steady, like a gentle tide lapping against the soul. The crescent moon rises higher, casting long shadows that stretch across the dunes. Each symbol now glows faintly in the moonlight, silvered outlines folded into darkness. You move slowly among them, letting the shapes guide your thoughts in circular, peaceful patterns. The desert feels alive, a living canvas of memory, prayer, and quiet reverence. From the distance, a soft trickle of water reaches your ears, perhaps a hidden spring, or the faint echo of the river beyond the dunes, carrying its calm into this sacred space. You breathe deeply, letting the sound blend with the sand beneath your hands, with the shapes before your eyes, with the soft shimmer of stars above. Everything folds together into a serene, flowing meditation. The triangles in the sand catch your gaze next. Pointing gently toward the horizon, they suggest movement and connection, a silent guidance toward harmony. You follow the lines with your fingers, letting each edge guide your awareness in slow arcs and folds. The desert, the sand, the sky, all seem to bend gently toward the same quiet rhythm, each mark a reflection of the eternal calm of devotion. You pause at a circle surrounded by small, delicate dots. It seems to hold a story of cycles, the turning, of stars, the phases of the moon, the quiet pulse of life itself. You trace the outlines softly, feeling the energy of endless return, of beginnings folding into endings and back again. Your thoughts slow, folding into the rhythm of the circle, finding peace in its gentle repetition. A faint scent of desert flowers drifts through the air, soft and tender. You breathe it in, letting the fragrance mingle with the feel of sand and the sight of symbols, each element weaving together a gentle lullaby. The wind lifts tiny grains of sand, carrying them in lazy arcs, as if brushing away all lingering tension, leaving only the calm energy of devotion behind. You move slowly to a long spiral, drawn with careful intention, its curves folding endlessly into themselves. You sit beside it, letting your hands hover above the sand, imagining the fingers that traced it, the hearts that folded their care into its lines. The spiral seems to breathe softly beneath your gaze, guiding your own breath, teaching you the slow, tender rhythm of presence. The stars shimmer higher, reflecting in the smooth surfaces of wind-shaped dunes. Shadows stretch and fold gently over the sand, echoing the curves of symbols, the soft arcs of spirals, the measured lines of devotion. You lie back lightly, letting your body sink into the warmth of the desert floor. Each breath becomes a wave, moving with the rhythm of sand, sky, and stars. Softly, you feel the quiet energy of these marks seep into your mind. Each line, each curve, each shape is a gentle reminder. Calmness is cultivated slowly, devotion is quiet yet profound, and the smallest gestures carry immense presence. You allow your spirit to settle into the gentle folds of this sacred landscape, letting the energy of symbols in the sand guide your awareness inward. The desert night stretches endless, filled with the soft shimmer of moonlight and stars, with the slow arcs of sand and symbols. You feel the pulse of time here, quiet and steady, each breath a reflection of the sacred rhythm beneath your hands. You close your eyes fully now, letting the sand, the symbols, the stars, and the calm devotion fold around you like a gentle embrace. Let us drift onward, carried softly by the quiet energy of sand and symbol, by the gentle rhythm of devotion, and by the endless calm of night. Now rest, as the moon watches over the desert, the stars hum softly in their courses, and the silent prayers of women past and present settle into the calm of your spirit. Night rests gently over the hills, soft shadows stretching beneath a crescent moon. You step along a quiet path, where stones are smooth and cool beneath your feet. The air is still, carrying only the soft whisper of a distant wind. It is a place, suspended between the known and the unseen, a space that hums with calm anticipation. Ahead the temple rises, ancient and quiet, its walls etched with patterns worn smooth by time. You feel the presence of those who built it long ago, women who moved softly, leaving traces of devotion in every corner. The stones themselves seem to breathe gently, a slow rhythm that mirrors the heart. The doors open without sound, inviting you into the dim interior. Candlelight flickers along carved columns, casting gentle shadows that sway like whispers. Every corner holds a story, every curve and arch shaped with reverence. You move slowly, letting the soft glow guide you deeper, letting each step carry you further into calm. Above, eyes are carved into stone, not watching to judge, but to witness. They are hidden in delicate patterns, sometimes behind curling vines, sometimes in the curve of a column. You sense their quiet attention, a serene presence that does not speak but enfolds you with gentle awareness. You breathe softly, feeling the warmth of their watchfulness like a protective cloak. Along the walls, murals depict women in moments of silent ritual. Some kneel in prayer, others extend hands toward bowls of water or small flames. The paintings shimmer faintly in the candlelight, their eyes calm and knowing. You float through the space, letting your gaze rest lightly on each scene, absorbing the stillness they exude. The temple is hushed, but not empty. A faint hum, like distant wind or a soft chant, fills the air. It is as if the stones themselves remember every word spoken here, every act of devotion carried with care. You lean lightly against a column, feeling its cool, steady presence. It grounds you, anchoring your mind to the calm pulse of this sacred place. In a small alcove, a basin of water reflects the flickering candles. Tiny ripples shimmer across the surface, like stars mirrored on a gentle pond. You watch the light bend and fold upon itself, moving slowly, quietly. The eyes carved in stone seem to gaze softly into the water, and you imagine the hands that first shaped them, hands that guided attention with gentle care. A faint scent drifts through the air, soft herbs, warm incense, and the faint earthiness of ancient stone. You inhale slowly, letting each breath fill you with the serenity of the temple. The presence of the divine women, though unseen, is palpable in every gesture, every carved gaze. You feel their calm, their quiet observation wrapping around you like a soft blanket. You wander further, tracing the lines of sacred symbols etched into the floor and walls. Spirals, circles, and delicate triangles form a rhythm, a silent choreography of devotion. Your fingertips hover above the stone, tracing the outlines with the gentlest touch. Each shape carries energy, a slow and steady heartbeat that mirrors your own. In the center of the temple, a larger figure rests, carved into a pillar that reaches toward the high ceiling. Her eyes are calm, almost closed, yet full of knowing. You pause, letting your gaze linger, feeling the depth of her watchfulness. There is no urgency here, no demand. Only the serene presence of one who has witnessed countless nights, countless prayers, countless acts of gentle devotion. Soft winds drift through open windows, moving the candle flames ever so slightly. Shadows ripple across the walls, and you imagine the figures in the carvings shifting just a little, their hidden eyes following you with gentle care. You breathe in harmony with the temple, letting the rhythm of light and shadow guide your mind into quiet reflection. A small staircase leads to a higher chamber. You ascend slowly, each step echoing softly in the stillness. The higher you go, the cooler the air becomes, carrying the faint scent of stone and distant blossoms. Here the carvings are even more delicate, the eyes more intricate. You sense layers of attention, eyes watching over every corner, every space where devotion might unfold. You settle on a low bench, feeling the smooth stone beneath you. Candlelight dances across the carvings, and your mind begins to drift along the gentle lines of eyes, symbols, and patterns. Each gaze seems to meet yours just enough to offer calm, to remind you that you are seen, held in presence, without words or judgment. From above, soft beams of moonlight enter through tiny openings, illuminating the eyes carved into arches and columns. The light moves slowly, as though breathing with the temple itself. You follow the beams with your gaze, letting them sweep across your vision like a tender hand, tracing paths of calm and stillness. In the quiet corners, tiny altars hold bowls of water, small stones, and faintly burning incense. You imagine women placing these offerings, their hands steady, their hearts centered. Every gesture is slow, deliberate, a meditation in motion. You feel your own body begin to move in rhythm with this quiet devotion, each breath a gentle echo of their care. A faint hum rises from the walls, barely audible, like a whisper folded into the stone. You close your eyes for a moment, letting it fill your awareness. It is a song without words, a melody of watchfulness and presence. You feel your heartbeat slow, matching the rhythm of the temple, sinking into the calm energy that resides here. The eyes in the carvings seem to follow you softly, encouraging rest and reflection. There is no need for words, no need for movement. Only the gentle understanding that being seen can be comforting, that quiet observation can be nurturing. You let your mind float within this knowledge, letting each breath carry you deeper into serenity. You lean back against the stone wall, feeling the cool surface beneath you. Candlelight flickers, shadows shift, and the moonlight dances lightly across the temple floor. You sense the many women who walked here, their devotion quiet and unwavering, their eyes hidden yet present. Their calm energy enfolds you like a soft blanket, steady and unwavering. The temple hums softly with life, though no one speaks. The carvings, the eyes, the symbols, all seem to pulse with gentle energy, breathing with patience and care. You allow yourself to sink further into this rhythm, letting the temple guide your thoughts into slow, circular patterns of peace. Above, a small skylight frames the crescent moon. You watch its gentle curve, mirrored by the arches and spirals around you. The temple's eyes seem to turn toward it, tracing its light, holding it softly. You feel the same light within you, calm and constant, moving with your breathing, reflecting back onto the world with quiet strength. Your body rests fully now, each breath slow and measured. You feel cradled by the temple's presence, held by the quiet eyes that watch without judgment, without urgency. Their gaze is soft, protective, and serene. The stillness of the temple settles into your heart, carrying away tension, worry, and distraction. Let us drift onward, carried gently by the quiet observation of hidden eyes, by the serene presence of devotion, and by the slow rhythm of stone, candlelight, and moon. Now rest as the temple enfolds you, as the eyes watch over you with gentle care, and as the night stretches endlessly, soft and calm, into your dreams. Night descends slowly over the valley, settling like soft velvet upon the earth. The air is gentle, carrying whispers of unseen winds that move through trees and over stones. You walk along a narrow path, each step cushioned by moss and fallen leaves, each breath inhaling the cool, calm night. Ahead, a quiet sanctuary emerges, where crystal light shimmers softly in the dim evening. The walls of the temple are carved from pale stone, smooth and worn by centuries of gentle hands. Small alcoves hold crystals of every shape and hue, clear, rose, smoky, and soft amethyst. Their surfaces catch the faint glow of candles, scattering light in delicate reflections. You pause, letting your eyes linger on the soft glimmer. Each crystal seems to hold a story, a memory of devotion offered long ago. The path leads you deeper inside, where more crystals hang in simple nets or rest upon polished stone. Their energy hums subtly, a quiet vibration that blends with your own breathing. You move slowly, fingertips hovering above the smooth surfaces, careful not to disturb the gentle balance of light and shadow. The temple feels alive, yet entirely calm, like a heart beating in slow, steady rhythm. Tiny bowls of offerings rest near each crystal, filled with water, herbs, or petals. The faint scent of lavender and sage drifts through the air, wrapping softly around your senses. You imagine the hands that placed each item here, hands that moved with care and reverence, each gesture deliberate and mindful. The quietness of the temple mirrors the stillness within you, allowing your mind to settle into calm. A soft flicker of candlelight dances across the crystals, sending delicate patterns along the walls. You watch the reflections move, spiraling gently like slow currents in a stream. Each turn of light carries a story of devotion, patience, and quiet observance. You breathe in harmony with this rhythm, feeling your body relax further with each gentle pulse of luminous energy. Some crystals sit in small clusters, forming tiny gardens of light. You drift among them, noticing how each one is unique, some smooth, some faceted, some soft with inner haze. They glow quietly, each one a repository of calm, a memory of ritual performed with gentle attention. You imagine the soft hands that touched them, the careful breaths of those who once knelt here, offering reverence without sound. The temple floor is cool beneath your feet, stones worn smooth by countless steps of devotion. You feel grounded as you move among the crystals, each footfall a soft echo of patience and care. Shadows stretch along the walls, delicate and long, as though the temple itself breathes slowly, exhaling quiet energy that settles into your bones. In one alcove, a crystal basin catches moonlight from a small opening above. Water rests still upon its surface, reflecting both candle flame and the pale glow of the moon. You kneel beside it, feeling the serenity of the liquid mirror. Tiny ripples, barely perceptible, move across the surface, echoing the soft vibrations of the crystals nearby. It is a quiet, patient rhythm, a gentle heartbeat that guides your own breath toward calm. You move to a larger crystal at the center of the temple, a softly glowing amethyst resting upon a carved pedestal. Its light is gentle, like dawn breaking slowly across distant hills. You feel drawn into its quiet radiance, letting your awareness drift with its calm energy. Each facet seems to hold centuries of observation, devotion, and gentle ritual. You rest your gaze upon it, allowing the stillness of its presence to settle deeply into your mind. Soft shadows flicker across the walls as candles shift in tiny drafts of air. The room is alive with quiet light and movement, yet entirely serene. The hum of the crystals is barely audible, like a whispered lullaby, guiding your thoughts toward calm reflection. You feel the presence of those who have come before, their devotion lingering in the air like a tender embrace. In another corner, a cluster of small rose quartz crystals sits atop a carved stone tray. The gentle glow seems to pulse with a rhythm all its own. You trace the outlines of each crystal with your eyes, following the curves and edges in slow, measured observation. Each one carries a soft, persistent energy, a memory of quiet offerings made in the softest of light. The scent of incense drifts lazily through the temple, mingling with the cool air from open windows. You inhale, letting it fill your lungs, filling your mind with the calm focus of devotion. Each breath carries serenity deeper into your body, allowing tension to melt like dew upon soft stone. The temple, the crystals, the offerings, all guide you gently toward stillness. Small mirrors set behind crystals reflect light in delicate patterns, amplifying the shimmer and scattering it along walls and arches. You watch as reflections fold upon themselves, creating layers of soft illumination. It feels as though the temple is breathing in harmony with you. Each flicker of light and shadow a slow, deliberate meditation. Your mind follows these gentle rhythms, letting them lull you deeper into calm awareness. You drift along a low corridor where crystals are arranged in careful lines. Their light merges into a gentle river of soft color, pale blues, pinks, violets, and clear light. You feel as though you are moving along this river, carried by its gentle energy, floating among patterns of devotion and care. Each crystal hums quietly, like a memory waiting to be felt, a story whispered without words. In the center of the corridor, a larger offering rests, a circle of stones surrounding a softly burning candle, each stone catching light from every angle. You pause, feeling the energy of the circle, its slow, steady rhythm guiding your heart toward quiet. You rest your hands lightly on the nearest stones, sensing the accumulated presence of devotion, the calm that arises when ritual meets stillness. A faint breeze moves through the temple, brushing across crystals, offering tiny shifts in reflection. You feel it brush across your skin as well, gentle and cool, carrying calm into every corner of your being. The crystals shimmer in response, their soft light bending and folding over one another, weaving a tapestry of serene energy that holds you in a warm, quiet embrace. Everywhere you look, the eyes of the temple seem to watch gently, not to judge, but to observe, to witness the soft offering of attention. The crystals and candles echo this quiet awareness, each element a silent guardian of stillness. You let your mind float in this space, letting worries drift away like petals carried by a slow river. You find a small bench in a quiet corner, surrounded by amethyst and rose quartz. Sitting, you feel the soft energy of the crystals envelop you, their light mirrored in your breath. Candle flames dance across the surfaces, throwing delicate shadows across the walls. The rhythm of light, shadow, and crystal resonates with your own heartbeat, slow and steady, peaceful and gentle. Soft chants seem to rise from the stones themselves, the hum of memory carried across centuries. They are not loud or demanding, merely a subtle vibration, a quiet reminder of the devotion that fills this sacred space. You let your awareness drift with these vibrations, moving inward, letting each thought dissolve like mist in early morning sunlight. The temple seems infinite in its calm, each crystal, each offering, each whisper of light stretching endlessly. You feel cradled in this presence, held softly by the memory and energy of devotion. Time itself slows, each moment lingering like a soft sigh. Your breathing matches the pulse of the temple, long, slow, and filled with gentle light. Let us drift onward, carried by the quiet shimmer of crystals, the soft placement of offerings, and the patient energy of devotion. Feel the calm settle deep into the heart, the mind, and the body. Now rest as light folds over shadow, as crystal glows softly in the dark, and as the night holds you gently, infinitely, in its serene embrace. The sky fades slowly into twilight, painting the horizon with soft strokes of lavender and pale gold. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves above, carrying a quiet hum that seems to come from the trees themselves. You walk along a narrow earthen path, each step cushioned by soft moss and fallen petals, feeling the calm weight of the evening settle over your shoulders. The air is warm and still, filled with the scent of earth and damp wood, and the distant whisper of unseen waters. Ahead, the grove opens like a secret world where tall trees stretch skyward, their branches intertwined in a tender embrace. Each trunk is smooth, polished by the passage of time and countless hands that have touched their surfaces with care. Sunlight, soft and fading, filters through the leaves in gentle shafts, illuminating the grove in dappled patterns of gold and green. You pause, letting your eyes wander over the quiet landscape, noticing the subtle movements of leaves and the soft sway of branches in the evening breeze. Among the trees, small clearings hold stones arranged in circles, each one worn smooth by devotion and reverence. The stones carry the echoes of voices that have spoken blessings here long ago. Soft words of gratitude, gentle wishes, whispered prayers for growth, peace, and life. You feel the resonance of these echoes, like a vibration that moves through the grove, wrapping you in calm. The rhythm of your breath aligns with this subtle pulse, slowing, deepening, allowing every muscle to soften. Tiny lights hover between the branches, the fireflies of twilight. Their glow faint but steady. They drift lazily, weaving among the leaves, reflecting off small pools of water that rest upon moss and stone. Each light feels like a quiet memory, a fragment of gentle attention offered by those who came before. You drift among these lights, following their slow, patient paths, letting the quiet luminescence guide your mind toward calm reflection. The air carries a soft chorus of whispers, almost imperceptible, like the grove itself is speaking. You can imagine the women who once moved here, hands brushing leaves, voices carried in the wind as blessings to the earth. They spoke gently, knowing that each word planted a seed, each phrase encouraged patience and care. You feel their presence all around, as though the trees themselves have listened and remembered, holding the energy of kindness and quiet attention within their bark. Near a small clearing, a circle of ancient oaks stands sentinel, their roots twisting beneath the ground like gentle arms cradling the earth. The wind moves through their branches with a soft sighing sound, a natural hymn that soothes the mind. You place your hand lightly on the nearest trunk, feeling the warmth and subtle vibration beneath your palm. The tree seems to respond, its energy blending with your own breath, a calm partnership between the grove and your heart. A narrow stream flows quietly through the grove, its surface reflecting the faint light of the sky and the shimmer of nearby stones. Water moves slowly, rippling softly over mossy rocks, carrying the hum of whispered blessings along its path. You kneel beside it, letting your fingertips touch the cool liquid and sense the gentle flow of patience and devotion. Each ripple carries the memory of hands that have guided, voices that have spoken, and quiet attention offered without urgency or expectation. The trees sway above, their branches forming a soft canopy that catches the last glimmers of sunlight. Shadows dance gently across the ground, shifting slowly as the evening deepens. Among the roots, tiny plants bloom, soft ferns, delicate flowers, and tender shoots pushing toward the sky. You watch them, noticing how every leaf, every blossom responds to care and light. The grove feels alive, yet entirely serene, a living meditation in quiet growth. Here and there, small stones hold offerings of petals, seeds, or gently carved symbols. The women who placed them moved with grace, hands careful not to disturb the natural balance. You pause beside one circle, noticing the soft arrangement of items. Each petal seems to hold a story, each seed a whisper of hope. You feel your own presence mirrored in this quiet ritual, your breath a soft echo of the patience and care that saturates the grove. Above, the first stars begin to twinkle through the branches, soft pinpricks of light in the deepening blue. Their glow is gentle, not distant or cold, but like a comforting hand resting lightly upon the shoulder of the world. You watch them emerge, one by one, feeling the vastness of the night sky mirrored in the calm of the grove. The hum of the wind through leaves blends with the subtle pulse of your own heartbeat, creating a rhythm that moves slowly, like water over stone. In a wider clearing, a circle of slender birches sways together, leaves whispering in chorus. You step into the circle, letting the grove enfold you, and notice how the branches arc like protective arms. The wind carries the softest vibrations, as if the trees themselves are speaking blessings, guiding your mind toward deep stillness. You close your eyes briefly, breathing in the fragrance of bark and earth, feeling the gentle energy of the grove fill every cell. Soft moss carpets the floor beneath your feet, cushioning each step with gentle pressure. You walk slowly, mindful of the rhythm of the grove, and notice the tiny creatures moving quietly in hidden places. Ants, small birds settling for the night, a moth hovering in a shaft of light. Everything here is calm. Everything moves in a quiet harmony that guides your attention inward, toward the soft pulse of serenity within yourself. Along the edges of the grove, the trees form natural arches, their branches meeting above to create tunnels of filtered light and shadow. You drift beneath them, feeling the subtle embrace of the branches, the quiet energy of years of devotion held in the wood. The whispers of the grove are soft now, like an intimate lullaby, encouraging patience, gentleness, and trust in the slow unfolding of life. In a small hollow, a pool reflects the darkening sky, rippling only when a breeze passes across its surface. You kneel beside it, watching the reflections of leaves and stars fold into one another. Each movement is delicate, precise, unhurried. The water carries a story, a lesson of flowing with care, of honoring each moment, each gesture, each soft word offered to the earth. You feel this lesson settle deeply within, a calm imprint upon your mind and heart. Everywhere you look, the grove is alive with memory, with intention, with quiet devotion. The trees hold stories, the stones echo whispers, the water remembers hands that have tended it. You sense the presence of those who walked here before, their soft energy lingering in every leaf and shadow. You are part of this rhythm now, your breathing aligned with the slow, deliberate pulse of the grove. You move to a wide oak at the center, its trunk sturdy, roots deep, branches stretching like open arms. You rest your hand upon it, feeling the steady warmth, the gentle strength of years held within bark and root. The whispers of the grove are all around you, soft and patient, guiding your attention inward. Every exhale carries tension away. Every inhale draws in calm, deep, and slow. The breeze stirs again, brushing across leaves and petals, carrying the faintest echo of voices, long past but never gone. You imagine the women who once walked these paths, their hands tracing gentle lines on bark, their voices offering blessings without expectation. Their care lingers, a quiet presence that fills the grove with light and stillness. You breathe this in, letting it saturate every part of your being. The shadows lengthen, the stars grow brighter, and the grove hums in gentle harmony. You drift slowly along the path, stepping over roots and moss, noticing the delicate energy in every stone, every petal, every leaf. The air is soft, the light gentle, and the world feels suspended in a timeless, a peaceful pause. Let us drift onward, carried by the whispers of leaves, the hum of water, and the quiet devotion of hands and voices long past. Feel the calm of the grove settle deep within the heart, the mind, and the body. Now rest as branches sway, as whispers fade into the night, and as the soft energy of the grove holds you tenderly, endlessly, in its serene embrace. The evening sky is soft and deep, a fading canvas of violet and silver. Stars begin to twinkle faintly, as if blinking awake in careful rhythm. You walk along a quiet path, the earth beneath your feet soft and yielding, cushioned by centuries of leaves and moss. The air carries a cool hush, gentle upon the skin, mingling with the faint scent of flowers that linger from the last warmth of day. Every step feels deliberate, yet effortless, as though the grove itself guides you forward. Ahead, a circle of stones rests in a small clearing, bathed in soft light. The stones are smooth, worn by time, and tender hands that have traced their surfaces in devotion. Each one seems to hum quietly, vibrating with a memory older than the trees themselves. You pause at the edge, noticing how the light falls across each stone in gentle arcs, casting shadows that mingle with the soft glow of the evening. The wind moves through the circle with a subtle melody, rustling leaves and carrying a faint whisper of voices that once spoke here. Women long ago gathered in this place, forming patterns with gestures, hands, and offerings. Their motions were slow and reverent, each one a soft echo of care and attention. You feel the remnants of that energy in the air, a tender pulse that invites your own presence to join the quiet rhythm. In the center, a single flame flickers atop a small brazier. Its light is not bright or harsh, but a gentle warmth, spreading outward in a soft halo that touches every stone, every leaf, every breath of air. You kneel nearby, letting your eyes follow the subtle movements of the flame, the way it bends and dances, carrying a calm that seems to reach deep into your chest. Each flicker becomes a heartbeat of the circle. Steady, slow, and entirely at peace, around the circle, small offerings rest, petals arranged in quiet patterns, crystals catching and scattering light, water poured in shallow bowls that ripple gently. Each item seems alive with memory, carrying the soft intentions of hands that once placed them here. You sense the care in every gesture, the gentle devotion that transformed simple materials into symbols of presence, patience, and reverence. The trees surrounding the clearing sway gently, their branches forming arches above. Light drifts through in soft beams, touching stones and offerings with quiet grace. The air smells faintly of earth, of bark and moss, and the subtle fragrance of flowers that bloom beneath the shelter of the canopy. You breathe slowly, in rhythm with the hush of the grove, and feel the calm of the circle wrap around you like a soft cloak. You lift a hand toward the flame, noticing the warmth that radiates across your fingers, and sense a connection forming, not just with the fire, but with the space itself. The circle holds a quiet energy, a rhythm of gestures repeated over time, a harmony that flows through stone, air, and light. Every inhale draws this gentle power inward. Every exhale sends it outward, carrying your presence into the soft pulse of the grove. As you move closer to the stones, you trace your fingertips along their surfaces. The cool, smooth texture grounds you, each touch a reminder of steady presence. The light shifts and dances, illuminating the small patterns carved or placed upon the stones by hands long gone. Symbols of balance, of growth, of quiet guardianship emerge from the shadows. Spirals, circles, flowing lines that seem to echo the soft rhythm of breath and heartbeat. Soft voices rise in the distance, faint as the sighing wind through the trees. You imagine them, gentle and patient, guiding the motions of those who came before. Each tone blends with the natural hum of the grove, creating a symphony of quiet devotion. The circle responds, not with sound, but with energy. A subtle flow that you can feel beneath your skin, in the spaces between thoughts. In the calm of your chest, the flame stretches higher, then folds in again, never rushing, never forcing itself into brightness. It bends to the rhythm of air and attention, just as the women of the circle moved with care and patience. Their gestures were soft and deliberate, designed not to impress, but to honor the moment, the light, the earth beneath their feet. You sense the lesson in this movement, that stillness, careful attention, and gentle repetition can illuminate the deepest spaces within the heart. Around the perimeter of the circle, small bowls of water reflect the flame and the first stars appearing overhead. Each ripple mirrors the soft arc of light, carrying reflections that move slowly, intentionally. You dip your hand into one, feeling the cool liquid envelop your fingers, sending a quiet shiver of awareness through your body. The water seems alive with memory, each movement holding the intention of devotion, patience, and reverence. You rise, letting your gaze follow the edges of the circle, noting how each element, stone, flame, water, light, and air, forms a gentle conversation. Nothing is rushed, nothing demands attention. Everything exists in a harmony that invites calm, presence, and quiet reflection. The symbols of devotion, shapes drawn, items placed, motions repeated, become a soft lullaby, coaxing the mind into gentle stillness. Above, the branches shift with the wind, letting shafts of starlight fall in slow, deliberate paths. The grove hums faintly, the sound blending with the subtle heartbeat of the circle. You take a deep breath, and the air seems to flow in with the rhythm of the flame, the rhythm of the water, the rhythm of the quiet, attentive hands that once guided this space. You feel yourself folding into the harmony, your thoughts softening, your muscles loosening, your mind sinking into calm. You kneel once more near the flame, allowing your presence to merge with the pulse of the circle. The light touches your face gently, the warmth spreading through your chest, into your arms and legs. Each flicker of the flame reminds you of quiet patience. Each ripple of water reminds you of gentle continuity. Each shadow across the stones reminds you of soft, enduring presence. The circle is alive with these lessons, carrying them forward into your awareness. In a slow, deliberate gesture, you move your hands over one of the stones, tracing the faint carvings of spirals and arcs. Each line seems to guide your attention inward, toward the subtle light within yourself. You feel a sense of balance forming, a calm symmetry that echoes the symmetry of the circle, the careful alignment of flame, water, and stone. Time seems to slow, each moment stretching into a soft, endless thread of light and quiet. Above, stars scatter like tiny lanterns, their light blending with the soft illumination of the flame. You watch the constellations shift slowly, feeling the vastness of the night sky mirrored in the tranquility of the grove. The energy of devotion, patience, and care held within the circle flows into you now, wrapping around your heart and mind in gentle waves. Each exhale carries away tension. Each inhale draws in calm. You move to the center of the circle, letting the warmth of the flame envelop you fully. The air hums softly, the leaves whisper, and the stones beneath your hands pulse with the quiet memory of countless gestures of devotion. Here, in this space of soft illumination, you feel entirely held, entirely guided, entirely present. The world beyond the grove fades into gentle shadow, leaving only light, rhythm, and calm. The flame bends and sways, mirroring the ebb and flow of breath. Water ripples gently in its bowl. Stones rest in quiet permanence, and the air carries the soft resonance of unseen voices. You feel the circle's energy expand, moving outward in gentle arcs, filling every corner of the grove, reaching beyond, touching the night itself. Your body relaxes fully, your mind softens completely, and a deep sense of serenity settles like a soft blanket over every thought and feeling. Now slowly, your attention drifts outward, noticing the gentle sway of branches, the shimmer of distant stars, the soft reflection of flame in water. The circle continues to glow, a quiet presence holding everything in gentle balance. You are part of this rhythm now, every heartbeat in harmony with the soft pulse of light and memory, every breath in time with the calm, enduring energy of devotion. Let us drift onward, guided by the soft illumination of the circle, the quiet energy of hands and hearts long past, and the tender rhythm of flame, water, and stone. Let the wisdom of ancient presence wrap around you like a gentle lullaby. Now rest as the stars return, as the flame folds into gentle warmth, and as the circle of eternal light holds you in its soft, timeless embrace. Night settles slowly over the land, soft and tender as a sigh. The sky is deepening, a vast cloth of indigo and silver, each star a quiet heartbeat of light. You walk along a gentle path, each step cushioned by the earth, softened by fallen leaves that whisper underfoot. The air is cool and still, carrying faint fragrances of night-blooming flowers and warm, dark soil. Every breath draws in the calm of evening. Every exhale releases the day's lingering tension. A gentle wind moves through the trees, threading branches together in quiet rhythm. The leaves murmur softly, their voices like distant lullabies. Somewhere far away, the faint call of nightbirds echoes through the darkness, a soft, soothing cadence that blends with the hush of the grove. You pause and feel the night pressing gently around you, enveloping the world in a tender, protective embrace. Ahead, a small temple rests among the shadows, its walls bathed in moonlight. The stones are worn smooth by years of devotion, their surfaces glowing softly in the silver light. You approach slowly, sensing the energy of countless women who have once entered this sacred space. Their presence lingers, gentle and unassuming, like the calm after a breeze has passed through a garden. The air here is heavier with peace, carrying the memory of whispered prayers and the quiet rhythm of ritual. You step inside the temple, feeling the soft press of the stone beneath your feet. The walls are lined with carved symbols, spirals, circles, and flowing lines that seem to shift slightly in the gentle glow of moonlight. Each symbol carries a story, a memory of hands that moved slowly and with intention, of hearts devoted to care and reverence. You run your fingers lightly over the carvings, feeling the tender energy that pulses beneath the stone, a soft, steady heartbeat that echoes through the temple. In the center, a small flame dances upon an altar, its light warm and soft. It bends with the movement of the air, never bright, never harsh, just a steady pulse of illumination. Around it, offerings rest, delicate petals, bowls of water that ripple gently, small crystals reflecting the glow. Each item seems alive with memory, holding the devotion of hands long past. You sense the quiet energy, a wave of care and reverence that envelops you fully, drawing you into the rhythm of stillness. The temple feels like a cradle, each stone and each beam of light holding you tenderly. You sit near the flame, letting your body relax completely, allowing your mind to soften. Outside, the wind hums through the trees, carrying faint whispers of voices that once spoke here, voices of women who moved in harmony with the divine, their gestures slow and deliberate, their hearts full of gentle care. You feel their presence wrap around you, as protective and comforting as a soft blanket. Every flicker of the flame seems to mirror your breathing, the slow in and out of your chest, the rise and fall of your shoulders. The flame becomes a heartbeat, steady and rhythmic, a companion in this quiet temple. You notice the soft shadows cast upon the walls, stretching and folding in a silent dance. Each movement is calm, deliberate, like the gentle swaying of a lullaby carried on the night wind. You extend your hands toward the flame, feeling the warmth spread through your fingers, into your arms, and into your chest. The energy of the temple seems to flow into you, filling every space of your body with calm. The air vibrates subtly, alive with the memory of devotion and gentle attention. You feel yourself sinking deeper into this presence, as if the very stones of the temple cradle your spirit. The carvings on the walls draw your gaze again, spirals that echo the quiet rhythm of breath, circles that hold the energy of cycles, flowing lines that seem to lead inward toward the center of calm. You trace them slowly with your eyes, letting your mind follow their gentle curves. Each line is a whisper, a soft lesson in patience, presence, and serenity. You feel a tender connection forming, as though these ancient gestures are reaching across time to soothe your heart. Outside, the wind carries the distant sound of night streams, water moving softly over stones, creating a melody of ripples and murmurs. The sound blends with the rhythm of the flame and the whisper of leaves, creating a symphony of calm that fills every corner of the temple. You allow yourself to sink further into this harmony, letting your body relax completely, letting your mind float like a leaf on gentle waters. Above, the moon moves slowly across the sky, its light touching the stones, the carvings, the offerings, and you. Each beam of silver seems to carry the memory of countless prayers, illuminating the temple with a calm that is both ancient and immediate. The presence of the sacred women, their quiet devotion, and the gentle energy of night all merge into one seamless wave of peace that flows through you. You rise slightly and walk around the altar, tracing the edges of the flame with your gaze. The light bends and moves with the air, reflecting softly on the crystals and water. Each reflection carries a story, a memory of hands and hearts attuned to the divine. You feel the same care flowing into you, a quiet embrace that fills every part of your being. The temple seems alive, not with noise or motion, but with the still, deep energy of devotion. You hear the faint echo of chants, soft as a breeze, each syllable a gentle caress of sound. The words are not needed to understand. Their energy reaches directly to the heart, a balm that soothes every thought and feeling. You close your eyes briefly, letting the rhythm of this space become your own rhythm. Your breath becomes the wind through the leaves, the ripple on the water, the flicker of the flame. Your heartbeat joins the pulse of the temple, steady, slow, unhurried. Every muscle relaxes further. Every thought drifts into the background. You feel the soft touch of nightfall around your shoulders, the gentle embrace of unseen hands guiding you into deeper rest. Around the altar, petals shimmer faintly in the moonlight, each one a symbol of care, devotion, and presence. You touch one lightly, feeling the soft texture against your fingertips. Its essence flows inward, a quiet energy that fills your chest and spreads through your limbs. You sense the circle of sacred women here, their presence extending beyond time, enfolding you in a tender embrace. The shadows on the walls sway slowly, responding to the faint air currents. They stretch and fold in a quiet dance, a movement that seems both deliberate and effortless. You watch, mesmerized, feeling the calm of their rhythm settle into your body. The energy of night, the presence of devotion, and the gentle guidance of the sacred women merge into one continuous wave of serenity. You kneel near the flame once more, letting your hands hover above it. The warmth rises into your palms and flows through your arms, reaching every part of your body. You feel the night settle fully, the temple enfold you, the flame guide you, and the whispers of the past caress your spirit. Every breath carries this calm further into your being, every exhale releasing tension and thought. Time becomes soft and slow, stretching like silk across the temple floor. The flame, the water, the carvings, and the moonlight all converge into one seamless presence, a quiet embrace that holds you completely. You sense that you are part of this rhythm now, a living note in the soft song of night and devotion. The distant stars outside twinkle gently, mirroring the soft points of light in the temple. Each one seems to nod in quiet recognition, acknowledging the peace that has settled here. You feel the continuity of care, the tender presence of women who moved with reverence and patience, and the eternal rhythm of night itself. The energy enfolds you fully, guiding you toward deeper rest. Let your body sink further, supported by the soft floor, the gentle energy around you, and the quiet pulse of the flame. Let your mind float like a leaf on calm waters, letting every ripple of thought fade into stillness. You are cradled now in the divine embrace, wrapped in the presence of devotion, patience, and quiet care. The temple hums softly. The wind whispers gently. The flame pulses with steady light, and the sacred energy of the women past flows into your heart. You feel your breath deepen, your chest rise and fall in harmony with the night, and your mind float freely on the tide of serenity. Every sound, every flicker of light, every memory in the space holds you in perfect calm. Let us drift onward, together with the night, the flame, the wind, and the gentle presence that surrounds us. Let the divine embrace carry you into the deepest rest, a lullaby of timeless care and tender guidance. Now rest as the stars return, as the moon folds its silver light over the temple, and as the energy of sacred presence enfolds you fully, gently, and endlessly.